Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about channel sharing and channel borrowing. Channel sharing and channel borrowing. So channel sharing means when a cell needs more number of channels, the channels of another phase at the cell site can be shared. Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about channel sharing and channel borrowing. So before we start channel sharing and channel borrowing, you have to get an idea on frequency management chart. In last class, I had discussed you the frequency management chart containing each cell. Each cell will have 45 voice channels. 45 voice channels. That is 15 plus 15 plus 15. Each cell, each cell consists of three subsets, and each subset will have 15 voice channels and one setup channel. That is 16 channels. Do you remember? Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about channel sharing and channel borrowing. So before discussing channel sharing and channel borrowing, you should have an idea on frequency management chart. We had already discussed about frequency management chart. That frequency management chart, I had told you that in each cell it consists of three subsets. Each cell consists of three subsets, and each subset will have 15 voice channels and one setup channel. It means the total of 45 voice channels. A total of 45 voice channels are present in each cell. This is the points we had learned in frequency management chart. So you should remember these points before starting this channel sharing and channel borrowing. So coming to channel sharing. Channel sharing is a sharing the channels in a short term basis. In a short term basis. So channel sharing is a short term basis to avoid the traffic. Here the channels are shared. Here the scheme used here is a 7 cell 3-phase system. A 7 cell 3-phase system. 3-phase system means, for suppose you can recall the concept of the 120 degrees direction antennas. So 3-phase, in 3-phase you will have antennas, 3-phase antenna. So the scheme used here is a 7-cell 3-phase system as shown in the figure. So this is the figure channel sharing algorithm. Channel sharing algorithm. In the channel sharing algorithm, it consists of 21. See here, 21 channel sets. I had written the values here. 1, 2, see here 1, 2, 3, so on up to 21. So 21 channel sets. So the channels should be shared among these channel sets. Here when a call needs more number of channels, for example in a traffic area, a cell needs more number of channels, then the channels of another phase at the same cell site can be shared. So for example, if a cell needs more number of channels, then the channels of another phase at the same cell can be shared to handle the short term overload. Here you have to remember mainly 2 points. That is, for example, the sharing, the channel sharing. In implementing the channel sharing, the adjacent channel interference and the neighboring channel interference should be avoided. The main concept or the main point in the channel sharing is it obeys the Edson channel algorithm scheme, assignment scheme. It means the sharing should be cyclic. Here the sharing should be cyclic. Why it is cyclic? Because to avoid Edson channel interference. Edson channels interference to avoid. So to avoid Edson channel interference or neighbor channel interference, we should follow the cyclic share. We should follow the sharing should be cyclic order. We should follow the cyclic order in sharing the channels. So this is the introduction points. So once again, in channel sharing, it is used for short term basis, and here we used a 7-cell 3-phase system. So in this channel sharing, each cell containing of 3 subsets, and each subset containing of 15 voice channels. See, for example, you take this is one subset 2, one channel set, this 11 one channel set, 20 one channel set. In each channel set, it is containing some number of channels. For example, take 15 voice channels. What we had learned in frequency management chart, that is each cell containing of 3 subsets, and each subset is having 15 voice channels. So in this way, here set is having 15 voice channels. Now, before sharing the channels in a short term basis, first we can learn about the 7th point. After learning the 7th point, we can again go back. Here see, however, the upper subset of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 with no interference. Upper subset of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5. See here, upper subset of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 with no interference. Here what it is saying is 4 is one subset, and 5 is one subset. In frequency management chart, I had already told you, each cell consisting of 3 subsets, and each subset contains of 15 voice channels. So the channel sharing in 4 subset and 15 subset can be shared. See here, the upper subset 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 with no interference. It means the channel can be shared because here a separation is there. Between this 4 and 5 subsets in frequency reuse pattern, so that interference is avoided. There is no interference while sharing the channels in 4 and 5 subsets. But they may occur interference due to Edson channels. So here, coming to the 5th point, for example, sets 4 and 5 cannot be shared with channel sets 12 and 8. See here, sets 4 and 5, this is 4 and 5, cannot be shared with 12 and 18. Why it is said like that? Because it may exist Edson channel interference, because the sets 4 containing of some voice channels, set 5 containing some 15 voice channels, set 12 containing, for example, 15 voice channel, set 18 containing 15 voice channels. So sharing the channel sets 4 and 5 cannot be shared with 12 and 8, because there may cause adjacent channels. Once you recall the frequency management chart, so in that 4 subset, some voice channels are there, and in 5 subsets some voice channels are there. Similarly, in 12 subsets some voice channels are there. So they may occur interference between the voice channels in 4 set and 12 set, or between the voice channels in 5th set and 18th set channels. So to avoid this extent interference, we will obey the Edson channel assignment algorithm to avoid interference. So here it is said that, for example, sets 4 and 5 cannot be shared with channel sets 12 and 8 as indicated by the grid. So here a hash mark, grid mark is given. It means it is shown like that because there exists interference. They may cause interference between the sharing of channels between 4 and 5 and 12 and 18. So grid mark is given here. Here grid mark given means there is a chance of interference occurring in channel sharing. So here many grid marks are indicated as shown in the figure in frequency reuse pattern. However, the upper subsets of 4 cannot be shared with lower subsets of 5 with no interference because there is no interference in sharing the channels. Clear? This is about channel sharing. Channel sharing. So in channel sharing, finally, conclusion, I am giving a conclusion that in frequency management chart, I had already told you that each cell consists of 3 subsets. For example, say here 11 is one subset, 12 one subset, 20 is one subset, and each subset containing of 15 voice channels. 15 voice channels. So when there is an increase in traffic, there we can share the channels from the other face of the cell. We can share the channels, but the sharing should be in an order so that there should not exist adjacent channel interference or neighboring channel interference. There should not occur interference. So if there is a chance of occurring interference, it is marked by hash or grid mark. If there is no chance of interference, there is no mark of grid mark or hash mark in the above figure. So here in this way the channel sharing is done. Now coming to channel borrowing. Channel borrowing is handled on long term basis. Long term basis. So channel borrowing is handled on long term basis. Channel borrowing can be implemented from one cell site to another phase at the same cell site. The channel borrowing mainly depends on traffic density. So based on the traffic density, we will go for channel borrowing. It is a long-term basis. So this channel borrowing is often helpful in delaying the cell splitting. We had already learned the cell splitting in unit 1. That is dynamic cell splitting, permanent cell splitting. So in heavy traffics, uh, we have to go for cell splitting. So to avoid cell splitting, this channel borrowing is helpful in delaying the cell splitting in peak traffic areas. So finally, the conclusion is channel borrowing is a scheme of borrowing the channels from other cells on long-term basis. Clear? This is about channel sharing and channel borrowing. Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Today we will learn about channel sharing and channel borrowing. So coming to channel sharing and channel borrowing, the channel sharing is a short term basis. Channel sharing is a short term traffic relief scheme. But a channel borrowing is a long term. Channel borrowing is long term basis, is handled on long term basis. So coming to channel sharing. In channel sharing, we had already learned so we had already learned in the previous class, that is in frequency management chart, each cell consists of three subsets. Each cell consists of three subsets, and each subset consists of 15 voice channels. Each subset consists of 15 voice channels. So here you can understand from this cell. See, this is one cell, and here this cell consisting of three subsets, three set of channels, that is 12, 11, 20, or here see 12, 7, 18. So three sets or three set of channels, each set consisting of 15 voice channels, that is set 2 containing 15 voice channels, set 20 containing 15 voice channels, set 11 containing 15 voice channels. 15 voice channels. So here the main concept of channel sharing is whenever a cell needs more number of channels, that is in a heavy traffic area, if this a cell needs more number of channels, then this cell can be shit Hello everyone. Today we learn about channel sharing and channel borrowing. So channel sharing is a short-term traffic relief. Channel sharing is used for short-term traffic relief, but channel borrowing is used for long-term, is used on long-term basis. So coming to channel sharing, in channel sharing, here each cell each cell consists of three subsets or three set of channels. See here, each cell containing three set of channels or three subsets. That is, for example, channel 11 channel and in a cell 11 set 11 containing a set of channels, two two containing the subset 2 containing set of channels, and the 20 containing set of channels. So here, as I had discussed in last class in frequency management chart, I had told you that each cell consists of three subsets, and each subset containing of 15 voice channels. Each subset containing of 15 voice channels. So based on this concept, while going for channel sharing, when a cell needs more number of channels in a traffic area, a cell needs more number of channels. Then what it does, it shares the channels from the next cell. It shares the channels. So here, before sharing the channels, it should obey the concept so that the interference should not occur. That is, adjacent channel interference or neighboring channel interference should not be occur here. So the channel sharing should be in cyclic order. See here, the channel sharing should be in cyclic order so that it can avoid adjacent channel interference before going for channel sharing. So in this channel sharing, the main 2 points is coming to the seventh point. See here, the upper subsets of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 with no interference. Upper subset of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 with no interference. It means what? I had already told you what is here subset means. Here the upper subset of 4, the 4 it containing 15 voice channels, and subset 5 it is containing 15 voice channels. It can be shared with no interference. It means they are separated at a distance of in frequency reuse pattern. In a concept of frequency reuse pattern, the subsets 4 and 5 are separated in a 7 cell 3 phase system as shown in this figure. So as they are separated with to avoid interference, the channels between the channels in 4 subset and 5 subset can be shared. This is the point we had in 7th point. Now coming to the 5th point. See here, 5th point. For example, the channel sets 4 and 5. The channel sets 4 and 5 cannot be shared with the channel sets 12 and 18. 12 and 18 as indicated by the grid mark. So here the hash mark is indicated between the sets, between 12 and 18 sets, between 4 and 17 sets. Why the hash mark or grid mark is indicated? It shows that there exists interference. There is a chance of interference between the sets, between the voice channels. So it is indicated with the grid mark. Why there is a chance of interference? Because it says that here the set 18 or set 4 containing some voice channels, set 5 containing 15 voice channels, set 12 containing 15 voice channels. So when we recall the frequency management chart, for example, set 5 subset 5 or for the channels or 5 cannot be shared with the sets 12 and 18 because there exists a adjacent channel interference, because the voice channels may be adjacent. It is considered like that. That is, the voice channels of sets 12 and 18 are adjacent to 4 and 5 sets, so that there occurs interference. So to avoid this interference, it is said that it is indicated with the hash mark or grid mark. So to avoid interference, a frequency reuse pattern should be arranged and the channel sharing should be channel sharing should be followed here in a long distance. A separation should be there between the sets. That is given in seventh point. See here, the upper subset 4 can be shared with upper subset lower subset of 5 with no interference. So a separation is made. Upper subset of 4 can be shared with lower subset of 5 because there is no interference. Why there is no interference? Because there is a separation between the channels. But coming to 4 and 5, coming to channel sets 4 and 5 and channel sets 12 and 18, there is no separation. There is no separation. The frequency reuse concept is not completely applied. So there is no separation between the channels. So there exists an interference, adjacent channel interference. So it is indicated with grid mark. So it should be taken care so that the interference should not be occur. This is about channel sharing and it is a short-term basis. Okay, clear? Coming to channel borrowing. Channel borrowing is a long-term basis. Here, this channel borrowing depends mainly on the traffic density. So whenever there is an increase in traffic density, the channel borrowing concept is used. That is, the channels are borrowed for long-term basis. The channels a cell borrows the channels from the other sets for a long-term basis. Long-term basis. To avoid, it can be by channel borrowing, we can avoid cell splitting. Cell splitting. We had already learned cell splitting in unit 1. That is dynamic cell splitting, permanent cell splitting. So channel borrowing is often helpful in delaying the cell splitting in traffic areas. So finally, the conclusion point is channel borrowing is a scheme of borrowing the channels from other cells on a long-term basis. Clear? This is about channel sharing and channel borrowing. Thank you.